Everybody, but we had a much larger turnout than expected, so we had to get out some extra chairs and some extra plates, but I hope you all were able to find everything you need, and thank you all for coming. We are really happy to see all the people in the audience and all the poems that were submitted. We were just floored to get well over 700 poems submitted. And of those poems, we had 13 finalists in each of the age categories, elementary, middle, and high school. And the reason for 13 was there were the top 3 plus 10 other categories, which in the end we decided not to bother using the categories, and so it would just be 13 finalists plus including the top 3. And as if you read my email, I'm Peter Sheldon, by the way, I forgot to introduce myself. I know. I'm Peter Sheldon. I'm, I guess, the director of the Science Festival, along with my colleague here, Peggy Schimler, and I'll get to thanks in a second. But back to the finalists. When the judges of this poetry competition were not us. The judges were poets, and 3 faculty poets and 6 senior creative writing majors. And we had hoped to have the judges here tonight, but as it is, I think we just have one judge here tonight. Is that correct still? Jerry Wells over here is our one judge, who you can thank for reading your poems. He is going to help, he judged them, and he's going to help read the ones that students don't want to read. So what I was going to say is that the judges had such a difficult time with the elementary school poems that we did choose 15 of those. I know we probably could have gone down to 13, but why not? So we've got 41 finalists. We're going to have those 41 finalists read in in grade order from 12th to 1st. And we'll call you up one at a time as a finalist. And I guess I probably should leave all these details to Peggy. My purpose of being up here is to recognize not only you guys, who we are really so thrilled to have here, the students and the teachers and the parents. Thank you so much for participating. But also to thank our sponsors for the Science Festival. This is just one part of a weekend long of activities, and I hope that some of you were able to pick up the flyer on the table out there. It's probably still out there, that tells you the rest of the activities for the weekend. There's a lot going on for all ages, starting with the movie after this upstairs, Twister, being discussed by our environmentalist Karen Warren, and then all kinds of activities on Saturday and Sunday. I do hope you come back. So the Science Festival would not be possible without you. It also would not be possible without our sponsors, who I must let you know about. Our sponsors are, our lead sponsors, News in Advance. In addition, we've got Arriva, who has been our longest time sponsor. They've sponsored us ever since we started in, I can't remember if it was 2004, 2005. And then additional new sponsors, some of these have been around for a while, but sponsors of the poetry contest specifically are the Greater Lynchburg Community Trust and Little Dickens or Gibbons Books. So let's give them a hand of applause for this event. And additional sponsors are Marge Dillard, Class of 48, Stuart Langley Properties, Frito-Lay, Edison 2, Future Focus Foundation, Dominion Electric Vehicles, High Peak Sportswear, the Honorable Elliot S. and Roselle H. Schul, Meriwether Godsey, Pepsi, and of course, Randolph College. So thank you all for coming. I'm going to turn it over to Peggy Schimler, who's a faculty member in the education department, and she'll take it from here. Thank you.
Is absolutely wonderful. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening on a Friday afternoon. I know that there's lots of things going on, so this really demonstrates your dedication. I do need to say that the Science Festival is really Dr. Sheldon's brainchild, and he deserves a lot of credit for the work that he does pulling this off, and it has turned into a wonderful event that highlights science in our community, and this poetry contest just demonstrates how wide-reaching science can be, not only for the typical lab scientists, but also for the writers who love language and are able to share their love of science integrated with your ability to write. So I'm really looking forward to hearing the poems this evening. So let's please give Dr. Sheldon a round of applause. Okay, the time you have all been waiting for. First of all, those finalists, you are here because you are exceptional writers, and you should be very proud of yourselves. The judges had a very difficult time coming up with the final 3 poems, but even if you do not receive a top prize, you are all recognized as exemplary by our college faculty and our senior creative writing students. So that is quite an accomplishment. So please be proud of yourselves. And just a reminder that all of the poems are going to be published in a book. And the book will also be on the web page, Dr. Sheldon?
Yes.
Yes, so your poems will be published. So that's quite an accomplishment to be published already as a young author. So you want to make sure that your school library gets a copy of that publication so you can put it in your library. All right, so how we're going to proceed is that for the poem reading, we will start 12th grade down to 1st grade. I will call your name, and you will please come up to the podium. You do not need to read your poem. If you prefer our senior creative writing major to read your poem for you, he will do that. Or maybe his partner in crime will also read a few poems, Nicole. But you are welcome to read your poem to the audience, so just let us know what your preference might be. So we're going to start with our first student, Bowen Zhang from CES is going to read his poem for us.
The electrical flows. Love hides in the electrical flows, secretly, which flows like rivers and never ceases, connecting electrical apparatuses, flawless. All resistors in a series circuit share the same current. All resistors in a parallel circuit share the same voltage. Rivers run through mountains and villages all together. Yes, love is all together. It never stops. Electrical flows generate light and heat. It never pauses. Love emerges in the world and heart. Electrical flows face hard resistance and never surrenders. Love triggers this chemistry in society. It never ends.
Our second poem is titled Inertia by Ching Shaw. Thank you.
Inertia. Love is like this. We are all like this. The bigger the mass of the subject, the larger the inertia will be. Love is like this. We are all like this. If there is no extra force set on the subject will keep going in a straight line, in a straight endless line. Love is like this. We are all like this. Inertia, the resistance of any physical object to change in its state of motion or rest. Love is, we are, the resistance of any outside force.
Third poem is titled Science Mystery by Martin Owens VES.
Not here.
He's not
Mark's
here.
not here.
Okay.
Science mystery. For you, I have fallen 9.8 meters a second. I can't figure out her shape, but I feel her presence. Your love is irrational, without resistance. Every time I drop, jump, or fall deeply with speed, it is because of your existence. You are the force that holds me down, making sure that I never leave the ground. Dear Lord, she's physically attractive with a force proportional of 2 body masses, hers and mine. In my head, I believe that I revolve around the sun. In my head, I believe that you're the only one. As big as my earthly head is, you still manage to keep me revolving through relation. I'm attracted to your gravitation. For you, I have fallen 9.8 meters per second.
The next poem is titled The Voice by Richard Yu, VES.
The voice. Gravity fight against me. I tackle this obstacle. I'm learning how to fly. Gravity pulls at my ankle. 1,000 times falling down to the earth. Gravity is working to prevent my rebirth. I stretch my wings and give myself to the wind, always touching the sky. Here I am, flying, conquering gravity, as you win over your resistors too.
The next poem is titled It Must Be by Ryan Chun, VES.
It must be, because starches are not broken down into glucose molecules anymore, because the synaptic node does not contract atria nor send a delayed impulse, because initiation does not begin when the small ribosomal subunit attaches to a special region near the 5' end of the messenger RNA. I hope this makes sense of yesterday. I try to find the reasons why you left. I hope these are the reasons. There must be reasons.
The next poem is titled Phases of Relations by George Sherman, Amherst County High School.
This is a series of word plays, so you should try to see if you can catch all of them. Excuse my tangent, but math is annoying me again tonight. He needs to grow up and solve his own problems. The following sums up my evening. He keeps wanting me to find his ex, no matter how many times I tell him she's not coming back. I don't know why there's a division between them. Maybe she thinks he's a square. Another factor in why she won't come back could be that he's too radical. Maybe she would come back if he stopped being so negative about everything. Either way, though, it doesn't make a difference. He says that he has changed, but I don't imagine that she sees it from his angle. She wants a sign as proof that he has changed to a large enough degree to simplify their problems. This is just a fraction of the problems he's having. There's no limit to his troubles. To be honest, I don't know how he can function. There are an exponential number of things I could add, but I am positive that this has been a powerful enough statement for you to realize how frustrating my evening has been without me taking up half of the page to type it all out. I hope your evening has been greater than mine has been.
The next poem is titled High School Lab by Eric Antley, VES.
Good evening. Bear with me. This was when I wrote this. Neutrinos have been clocked, moving slightly faster than light, which now has been refuted, but it's still to come. Thank you. High school lab. Test tubes, magnets, and petri dishes, RNA polymerase, and a litmus strip. Real world things that hold no interest when dealing with things that semi-exist. Matter composed of strings that intertwine. The square root of -1 is plus or minus I. Not to mention quantum particles and wormholes, 21 dimensions or faster than light neutrinos. So excuse me, teacher, when I say I have no interest in inclined planes today.
Attraction by Greg Clark, BES.
Attraction. The consistency of the human drive bounces around like an electron, the undeniable attraction for the opposite, the pull of a proton. Lust for the opposite, the human nature, trapped within the bounds of the earth. A proton positive, an electron negative, trapped within their atom. One without the other, nothing.
Supernova by Victoria Gravio, BES.
Supernova. Sweet serenity with silence echoing throughout the deep and empty unknown universe. Seemingly dark, yet light all around. At night we see the pictures in the sky. Sudden collapse of a core from gravity. Sudden flash of light, but no one around to know. Years fly by, then we finally see a supernova showing us its strength. Uncontrollable and mighty, but we'll never know when it may become a black hole.
What We Do by Courtney Taylor, New Vistas.
I'm reading out loud. What we do. Teaspoons of salt, milligrams of vinegar. For our experiments, our diagrams. Frogs, lab rats, snakes. We never take a break. From dissecting and operating for science sake. Analyzing results. We do what we do, our experiment. Find a result. Words, experiment, to find your response. We're scientists and nervous.
It is a little intimidating with all of you out there, so you are doing a great job. The next poem is Astra by Jonas Wilhelm, BES.
Astrum. In the dark, you see the star, the flickering almost bleached. Its light takes an eternity until it reaches your eyes. Perhaps 1,000 years ago, the star already died.
Pangea by Aaron Smith, New Vistas.
Pangea. Mirror, mirror on the wall, can you tell me about Pangea's fall? Did she die a lingering death, or was it fast like a mighty blast? I'm sure earth shook with a deafening roar Mountains and seas split, join no more. Can you tell me who my neighbors were? Maybe Japan, China, or the land of myrrh.
Another poem titled Pangea by Siri Johnson, New Vistas. Pangea. Pan, you have taken me so far. I can't come home if you move further from me, sweeping past me, every inch into eternity. If you don't come back, I will surely break. Direction has no meaning to you. Just like you, I break. Dig deep my home, my mother, my barrier. You have surely taken me. You will always have part of me, all of me. Parts try to travel. I get lost, deserted. I am part of you, as you are part of me. Under my skin, under the crust, you and I will surely break. Now we're moving on to the middle school age group. First poem is The Jean School by Catherine Morse, Dunbar Middle School.
The Jean School. At the double helix playground, bases like to hang around. But these bases have their tricks, they are all in different cliques. Adenine A only likes thymine T, and guanine G only likes cytosine C. Every once in a while, G asks A for a playdate. Wanna pair up and go mutate? But A will only pair with T and ignores the other bases. Interestingly, the principal never hears these cases. Sugar and phosphate are friends with everyone. At recess, they meet with the bases and the nucleotide to have fun. In the afternoon, A, T, G, and C line up in a sequence. They can't wait. Then they spend their energy making a copy to replicate. These bases and never-ending clicks make a pattern that's always the same. If they were kids who never made any new friends, it would be a shame. At the end of the day, the bases are tired and ready to go home. They take the spiraled staircase back to their cozy chromosome. Clicks in real life with people are bad. In sadness, they are wealthy. But clicks in DNA are good. They help you to stay healthy.
The next poem is titled Science by Brandy Mitchell, Forest Middle School.
Science. Science is everywhere. It makes up me and you. It is drastically important, oh, if you only knew. The human body makeup, organs and functions galore, to the teeniest bacteria that can make you really sore. Let's go a little bigger, to astronomy and space. Science got us to the moon, which was really quite a race. And we couldn't forget Einstein. He contributed a bunch. His theory of relativity was quite a brilliant hunch. Last but not least, the ocean life, an ecosystem too. Some fascinating topics, ample praise is really due. There's so much more to discover, and we're doing that today, but if someone says science is boring, you'll know just what to say.
The Math of My Mind by Martha Rose, Linkhorn Middle School.
The math of my mind. When I was very young, rainbow-colored fairies danced around my room. Tiny sparkling dancers, wings as thin as petals. They called the tune. I only watch in halfway dreams. At dawn, they melt away like ice cubes in the sun. Now instead of fairies, I see numbers strolling by, 1 through 10, all in a line, marching like toy soldiers, except for number 2, who can't stay in line. He dances in a circle, his bright yellow hands waving in the air. Number 1 leads the procession, baton in his snowy white hand. Number 10, dark purple, in back, asks number 8 if he can cut in line. Number 8 nods his head, his bright red mohawk almost touching the floor. Number 10 looks back, a grin on his face, to see number 9, pale green, his mouth hanging open, astonishment and surprise. From fairies to numbers, my mind has grown. What wonders will my mind's eye see when I'm 70 years old?
The Frog by Jeremy Jewell, Westburg Middle School.
Ribbit, ribbit went the frog, as he could not see through the fog. When he jumped right onto a rock, but a small man put a cage over the frog, and it locked. As the small man walked to his lair, the frog shouted, "This is not fair." The frog was put in a box. As he fell, he heard a plop. The frog looked derailed. He tried to escape, but he failed. When he woke the next day, he was on a table. A child approached him wearing a label. He was cut open. He would not die, he was hoping. The frog did not make it. His family was shaken.
Parts of the Ear by Whitney Nash, Sandusky Middle School.
Parts of the ear. The outer ear makes it easier to hear when people scream and shout. Have no doubt I hear it loud and clear. The sound then travels to my middle ear that holds a hammer that helps me hear your grammar. If your words are rambled, it might hurt my anvil. My stirrup is another tiny bone that helps me hear every tone. Make way to my inner ear, the cochlea is there. It sends a message to my brain with each tiny vibrating hair. This concludes my ear riddle, outer, inner, and middle.
Galapagos Finches by Stephanie Key, Dunbar Middle School.
Small and pointed, the better to eat delectable insects. Cactus finches' beaks are like needle-nosed pliers, the better to suck nectar. The ground finch's beak is thick and strong, the better to crack nuts. Adaptations, the better to survive, my pretty.
Science by Allison Volkup, Forest Middle School.
From genetics to cells and discoveries of Mendel, science really is quite cool. Chromosomes and DNA, or ribosomes and RNA, experiments to do and variables to test. I don't know what about you, but it's really hard to rest. With so many things to discover, I'm a science lover. Endoplasmic reticulum is my favorite cell curriculum. Chemicals and Punnett squares, there really is no time to spare, so let's discover science.
Classification by Ariel Frazier, Forest Middle School.
study taxonomy. It has lots of ways to classify, from flies to elephants. They are all in one category. This category is kingdoms, the largest of all. We are in the Animalia kingdoms, but plants aren't. Next is phylum. We are chordata. That means we have backbones, so that kicks turtles off. The third is class. We are Mammalia. That means we have fur. And feed our young with milk. After that is order. We are primates. We have opposable thumbs and large brains. Is that it? I can go. I'm just going to start over. I love to study taxonomy. It has lots of ways to classify. From flies to elephants, they're all in one category. This category is kingdoms, the largest of all. We are in the Animalia kingdoms. The plants are. The next is phylum. We are chordata. That means we have backbones, so that kicks turtles off. The third is class. We are Mammalia, sorry. That means we have fur and feed our young with milk. After that is order. We are primates. We have opposable thumbs and large brains. I don't want to take all day, so what is our genus? Homo. That means man. The last and final one is Homo sapiens. That is the species and the scientific name. I guess that is all. See you next time. But for right now, go to school.
Science by Bailey Tibbs, Forest Middle School.
Science here and science there. Science is truly everywhere. From classification to cells, where does it end, no one can tell. There's DNA and RNA, the scientific method too. There's diffusion and osmosis in the genetics in you. Then there are mutations, beneficial and harmful. It can also be neutral. This has no effect at all. Have you ever tried a Punnett square? They are quite fun to do. It is math and science all in one, and you're predicting genetics too. What is DNA? What does it stand for? It is deoxyribonucleic acid. It's long, but don't worry, there isn't any more. Diffusion is passive transport into and out of a cell. If you learn about cell processes, then you should learn this very well. Osmosis is diffusion, the passive type of transport of water molecules, so the cell has some support. If you classify an organism, you put it in 7 groups. Kingdom then phylum, third is the class, order and then family. Finally the last 2, genus then species. That's what I conclude. So learn about science, learn it a lot. You've got the basics now, so go on, give it a shot.
The Cell by Noel Galindo, Forest Middle School.
What does an animal or plant cell have in it? A nucleus, like a brain, that controls things within it. A cell also has a special organelle that moves materials throughout the cell. An endoplasmic reticulum is what this part is named. It helps the cell to function and is highly famed. The cell needs protein made by the ribosome. In the cell, a ribosome is truly at home. Transporting proteins is the Golgi body's job, while the cell's mitochondria make energy for the mob. In a plant cell lives the chloroplast. Chloroplasts can really make food fast. The vacuole stores water, waste, and food. The cell can use it later when it's in the mood. The lysosome breaks down food in worn-out parts and never stops working like a human heart. All these organelles go swimming in the cytoplasmic mess. It is called the cytoplasm, and it's like jelly, more or less. To protect the cell membrane is there. It keeps it safe from environmental wear and tear. The plant cell relies on the cell wall for support and encloses the cell like a fort. The basic building block of life is the cell. It carries out functions of life extremely well.
Running by Emma Eubank, James River Day School.
They run over the plain, ignoring the pain of galloping so long. Through the misty rain, completely insane, their hooves drumming song. Pursued not by prey, but teethed ones by day, hunger driving them mad. They can't delay the temptational hay, and finally give in and are glad. The teethed ones get closer, the pack going faster to make the first kill.
Magic of Planting, Hannah White, James River Day School.
Magic of planting. I drop a seed out the door. I don't need the seed anymore. The wind pushes it into the air, then carries it off somewhere. When it falls to the ground, it hardly makes a sound. Then it starts to sprout. I can't wait for the leaves to pop out. It rains and the sun shines as I water its twisting vines. An apple tree grows tall. The old apples fall. The magic of planting is everywhere. Next time, I think I will grow a pear.
Have You Ever Wondered? By Michael Maughan, James River Day School.
Have you ever wondered? Have you ever wondered how the trees grow? Have you ever wondered why the wind blows? Why you don't just fly into space or when someone sang Amazing Grace? How long your fans can stretch or how my brain can take a test? How a bird can stay in air or how my sister has long hair? Why my eye can see the sky or how a plane can get so high? Have you ever wondered why a penguin can't fly? Just come to James River and then you'll know why.
Fish and Fishing by Claire Martin, Boonesboro Elementary School.
Colorful, vertebrate, love to catch you, hook, line, sinker. Colorful, vertebrate, love to catch you, hook, line, sinker.
Volcanoes by Hunter Smith, Goodview Elementary School.
Volcanoes. Volcano erupting, ground overflowing with reddish-orange lava. Heavy booming, shaking, ground cracking. Hot, charcoal. Burning trees are falling. Animals are dying, running. Lava smooth syrup, but flaming.
Planet by Paul Marcellus. Homeschool.
Pluto has been left out for quite a few years to the advantage of being a planet. Although it's shed all of its tears, the scientists still won't regret it. Oh, poor Pluto, oh, poor Pluto, the scientists left you out. They still don't get it, they still won't regret it. Oh, Pluto, how cruel to make you go. He might just be a little slow, taking 247 years to go around the sun, you know. But I'm telling you, the scientists still won't hear. Oh, poor Pluto, oh, poor Pluto, the scientists left you out. They still don't get it, they still won't regret it. Oh, Pluto, whom children won't know. Whatever happened to my very eager mother just served us 9 pancakes. What will she now serve us? I guess she no longer bakes. Just because they're cold and dark doesn't mean they have to make a fuss. Oh, poor Pluto, oh, poor Pluto, the scientists left you out. They still don't get it, they still won't regret it. Oh, Pluto, we miss you so.
Sunlight by Alexa Fleischman, R.S. Payne Elementary School.
Sunlight. Sunlight on water shines when it strikes riverbed, warms you up inside.
Penguin by Lucy Jablonski, R.S. Payne Elementary School.
Penguin. Black and white penguin sliding on its soft belly, waiting for no one.
The Moon by Maggie Kicklighter, R.S. Payne Elementary School.
Inconsistent moons, pulling at the Earth's oceans, crescent, half, and full.
That teacher had her entire class do haiku, so that was wonderful. Atoms in the World, Emily Thomas, Rockfish River Elementary School.
Atoms, atoms, all around. Are we seeing them? Are we breathing them? Everything we see or breathe, matter and mass, it must be. Electrons with their shock, protons with their charge, and negative neutrons make the world what it is. I see trees and flowers, all those atoms wowers. I see busy bees, and it seems like they're looking at me. Everything in the world is made of atoms, 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 wow.
The Ocean by Haley Thomas, Ty River Elementary School.
The ocean. First comes land where our feet walk in sand. Next comes the continental shelf, which I've walked in myself. Then comes the continental slope. It's very deep, I know. Then comes but so is the abyssal plain. From being flat, it gets its name. The continental rise goes up like water filling a cup. The trench is the deepest of all. Hopefully you won't manage to fall very deep into the sea.
Why Does Matter Matter? By Ian Strong, Ty River Elementary School.
Why does matter matter? Because it makes up everything, from a teeny blade of grass to the diamond on your ring. Why does matter matter? Because it makes us who we are, from a teeny speck of dust to the most magnificent star. Clearly matter matters. It's as simple as can be. It's the basis of the universe. Matter is the key.
Science Acrostic Poem by Keandra Carter, Ty River Elementary School.
This is my science acrostic poem. S is for the salinity, the amount of salt that's in the sea or ocean. C is for the cells, what all living things are made of. I is for the invertebrates, all animals without any backbones. E is for the elements, all atoms are made of elements. N is for the neutrons that help make up the atom's nucleus. C is for the cytoplasm that supports and protects cell organelles. E is for the electrons, the negative charge that orbits the nucleus. That's my science acrostic poem.
Sun by Becca Richards, Bedford Hills Elementary School.
The sun is a big ball of color. In outer space it kind of hovers. It is so bright, it brings a lot of light. I think the sun is cool, but obviously you can't dunk it in the pool. It may burn you if you get too close, but if you do, you'll turn to toast. The sun is a big ball of fire. It is not a war if you use a lighter. The sun is very hot, but ice is so not. Scientists like to explore it, but we don't want to destroy it. The sun is very awesome, but it can put you in a coffin.
Mimas by Gabriel Quintero, homeschool.
Mimas, one of Saturn's moons, was hit quite long ago. An asteroid crashed into it. It was not moving slow. Mimas nearly broke apart from the heavy blow. It has a crater as a scar caused by that rocky foe.
Cats by John Bo Wicks, homeschool.
Cats, snow leopards, white and black, jumping, protecting, nursing, hunting, sleeping, running, spotty and
Weimer, Thomas Jefferson Elementary School.
Science rocks. Science in second grade is so much fun. My love of science has only begun. Magnets are fun, they attract and repel. North and South Pole stick, let's all yell. Roy G. Biv, it is such a sight. Rainbows happen with just the right angle of light. A drop of food coloring in a bowl of milk, add dish soap and it looks like tie-dye silk. Matter is solids, liquids, and gases too. Changes with evaporation or condensation, to name a few. Boil sugar and water, dump in a jar with a stick. Rock candy, awesome, I want a lick. Maybe someday a scientist I will be, but for now, hey there, look, a poet is me.
And our last poem of the evening is Science by Mark Hall, Elon Elementary School.
Okay, science. Science, the rat has a hat. He likes cats. He ate a fly, he flew, he has big ears. He has boots, he is a cute baby. He has fun all the time.
Those were wonderful. Would all the finalists please stand up? As we stated, we do have 3 top prizes in each age category or grade category. But I do want to emphasize that all of the finalists, remember you were chosen out of more than 700, so just being here, you are top poets. And this was a really hard decision that the judges had to make. But without further ado, at the elementary level, our 3rd place winner is Hunter Smith, Volcanoes. And his teacher, Carrie Perry. Would you please come up? The middle school 3rd place winner, Catherine Morse, the Jean School, Dunbar Middle School. Teacher, Kenneth Harkington. The high school 3rd place winner, George Sherman, Phases of Relations, Amherst High School. second place winners. Elementary grade level, Jack Weimer, Science Rocks, Thomas Jefferson Elementary School. When you come up, would you please bring your certificate back up with you? Thank you. The middle school second place winner, Brandy Mitchell, for her poem Science, Forest Middle School. Okay. High school second place winner, Eric Antley, for his poem High School Lab. Teacher, Marsha Yoga. I know I saw Marsha here earlier. Oh, there she is. On to the first place winners. At the elementary level, Ian Strong, Why Does Matter Matter? Victory, Iron Teacher, Lisa Schoner. I did that backwards. First place winner at the middle school level, Noelle Galindo, LaSalle Forest Middle School. Teacher, Charlene Hobbs. First place winner, Ching Sheng. For inertia, DES. Matt Trainer, teacher. And again, the poems were absolutely fabulous, and I hope that next year we see some of you back. Thank you, audience, for being so supportive and help supporting your students and these wonderful young writers. And please continue to support them and do such a great job with their education. Thank you again.
When they called second place, I was crossing my fingers, and when they said the person, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then when they said first place, I started shaking like crazy, and then they called my name, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
Awesome, buddy.
It's awesome.